In this episode, Kurt Busch retiring from NASCAR, Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson's shenanigans at Las Vegas, and Latifi moving down to Indy. Welcome to episode 126 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, over the past weekend, I don't think you've caught any racing, have you?
No, things have been a bit of mess in the home life for me, so been a bit of not paying attention to much of the TVs lately.
Okay, well, let's get you caught up.
Please do,
because there was some racing over the weekend.
I guess if I'm going to be not paying attention to the racing world, this was probably a good weekend to not be paying much attention because I don't think there was a bunch of races, were there?
Hot drama. You ready for the hot drama?
All right, hit
we
me.
got hot drama. In the NASCAR world, we were at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Oh.
Big half-mile oval, very fast track. Now, remember, we are in the new gen Cup cars. Very stiff, carbon fiber, new chassis, all very hard. Right before the race, actually the beginning of the weekend, Kurt Busch, not Kyle Busch, not the one we're looking at here, but Kurt Busch, his brother, did announce his retirement from full-time NASCAR.
Oh.
This is due to an injury from this new car. This is due to a concussion.
I remember we talked that he was potentially going to do that, but it sounds like he's made it official.
He did it. And when he did it, he was crying in the press conference.
Oh,
it
wow.
was rough to watch.
Oh, I did not see that. That is kind of sad.
It was emotional, yes. But that set the stage for this race, which has playoff implications. And we'll come back to that in a moment. But in this race, the hot drama that happened was Kyle Larson getting involved in an incident with Bubba Wallace.
Ooh.
And I sent you the video, or I showed you the video. Bubba Wallace got pushed up into the wall by Kyle Larson, and then Bubba Wallace decided to retaliate by crashing the both of them directly into the wall.
Yeah, from the video that I saw, that little bit of a highlight, it wasn't like a retaliation where it was like, you rubbed me, so I'll rub you. It was more along the lines of, you rubbed me, so I'm going to just beeline straight for you.
It reminded me of every NASCAR game you've ever played.
Yes.
You just run into people and try to create the big one, right?
Yeah, it literally looked like a 12-year-old kid playing a NASCAR PlayStation game and just intentionally goes towards another car.
The reason that we know it's intentional, because after the wreck, Bubba Wallace got out, took his helmet off, threw his helmet on the ground, started shoving Kyle Larson like he wanted to fight him in the infield of the track.
What a
and
prick.
Kyle Larson's like, what? Get the fuck off of me, dude. Stop it. Get away.
What a prick he was being. Come on, Bubba Wallace.
It was not a good look. And after the race, a lot of people were calling for something, NASCAR to do something here. And it was unclear as to what they were going to do. Now, in the past, other drivers have crashed into each other, and there's been wrecks on purpose where they've got pissed, purposefully crashed someone, and NASCAR hasn't done anything about it. In this instance, Bubba Wallace did get in trouble with NASCAR after the race, and he got a one-race suspension for it.
Well, isn't it also partly because of who he crashed?
He crashed Kyle Larson, who was the championship winner last year.
Yeah.
Is not in the playoffs currently. Neither of those drivers were in the playoffs at this point.
So it's just a bunch of idiots at this point.
There was nothing to gain. There was nothing to gain.
Bubba Wallace has been in the public eye for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, he has won a race though, hasn't he? I believe he has.
I think so. I don't know.
I know that there was the garage Daytona noose thing that he got into the public eye for. That was kind of odd. I don't think overall he's been too bad. But I don't know. He put NASCAR in an odd spot, and they chose to take it out on him and give him the one race ban.
Well, I don't get it. Like, if you're pissed that you got rubbed into the wall, but with the rub that got him into the wall it didn't look like this super violent kind of a punt. It was just kind of, hey, we're both going too fast. We're running wide. I'm running out of road here.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of all that looked like to me. But then he turned around and just absolutely went straight for him.
I think you could argue that it was so-called dirty in NASCAR's terms, right? The initial hit into the wall. He didn't give him enough room. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
He put Bubba Wallace into the wall. But with these cars being so stiff, I think it could have handled that touch that it had on the wall and could have been okay.
It didn't look like a very hard touch to the wall.
No.
Like, it didn't look like he went head first into the wall.
No. And I think emotions just got the better of him and he just went off. So he is suspended for next race. This next race is this weekend. It's at Homestead in Miami, which is the second to last race of the season. And the other car for that team, I think it's called 311 Racing or something like that. I can't remember the exact name.
2311.
2311. That's correct. Their other driver is, I think, out on like a medical issue. So they need to find 2 backup drivers for this weekend now.
I got you, boys.
No. So everybody's playing the roulette game of what 2 drivers do they pick out of the pool of retired, away from NASCAR, IndyCar, F1.
Me. Can I pick? Can I guess?
Sure.
Danny Ricciardo.
No.
Oh, please.
There's no way.
Please. Come on, Danny Ricciardo, please. I want to see him in NASCAR, please.
I don't think he has a NASCAR
Kimi
license.
Räikkönen. Raikkonen just raced at Watkins Glen. Come on.
He maybe. But
That actually wouldn't be a horrible call.
But he's a road racing guy.
I don't care.
He's not going to Homestead and Oval.
Yeah,
No.
but
Besides, the NASCAR community doesn't like the road guys that come
I
over.
know. We should get Gino Manley in there. Yes.
He would do better than Kimi Räikkönen on an Oval. At least I suspect. So there was some hot drama there. That is sorted out as far as it can be. We eventually got the suspension for 1 race for Bubba Wallace. Now, this does set a line in the sand where NASCAR now have to ban anyone else for 1 race at least if they crash someone on purpose. In the same manner.
Intentionally.
Yes. If they don't, which it's NASCAR, they're not very consistent, let's be real, it sets a very bad look for NASCAR now. So, we'll see what ends up happening there.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
In the race itself, Joey Logano did take the win. He was one of the drivers that is still in the playoffs. And their playoff system, kind of wild. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Kind of entertaining, though.
I agree.
Joey Logano taking the win means that now he is at the top of the current playoff leader points.
Oh.
Doesn't matter how many points he has a win, which trumps all the points. Kind of cool, kind of interesting.
It is kind of odd.
I
don't mind that.
IndyCar F1 take notes, question mark? Don't know.
Yeah, don't mind that.
With that being said, here is the current playoff situation for NASCAR. This is actually a pretty good graphic from them. There are 8 drivers remaining, okay? We have Logano, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. That's the top 4. They're currently they're out of the bubble, which means they will proceed after Martinsville, which is coming up after the next race, which is in Miami. And then I think after that, there's one more race in Phoenix, and that's the final race. So before Phoenix, we will only have 4 drivers left in the championship.
Okay.
Before the final race of the season.
And then the final race of the season only has 4 drivers in it.
No, it has the full field. Oh. But there are 4 drivers that can win the championship.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry,
so
my brain just defaulted there.
That's fine. So the other drivers that are still in the playoffs currently, but they need to get into the top 4 to have a chance in the final race, is William Byron, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, and Christopher Bell. I've heard those names. They're good drivers. But you see that the cutoff up here has Joey Logano with a little checkered flag icon, which means he's guaranteed the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Right? Or he will be in the
he's
top 2.
He's guaranteed in.
Yes, he's guaranteed in at this point. It's kind of interesting. They went from 16 drivers way back when, and then after Bristol, they cut 4. And then they went to 12 drivers, and then after Charlotte, they cut 4. And then now we're down to 8 drivers, and after Martinsville, we'll cut 4 and have 4 in the final remaining race.
Actually kind of cool.
I kind of like it.
It's kind of fun. It makes it so that we talked about this, so that the championship isn't decided with like 3 races left.
No, not at all.
I kind of like that.
I kind of do too. And we talked about this is their answer to the Sunday football problem, right? We're into football season where most Americans are watching football, or so-called, whatever. Football ratings are all over the place. But this is their answer to that problem for them. Kind of cool. Kind of neat. Should F1 do it? Don't know.
It would make it more exciting, the last few races.
It would. I'm kind of down for it.
Yeah,
but
I don't hate it.
F1 has been tinkering around with, their multiple races per weekend thing, their qualifying race.
Yeah, the qualifying sprints and things.
I don't think that's panned out as well as they had hoped.
Agreed.
I don't think it makes a difference, honestly.
Yeah. It's fun for us to watch another race, but that's because we like watching racing.
I honestly think the more time you put into an F1 race, the more strung out and the more the money really shines.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
Because if you have 20 more laps, the money shines more.
That makes more sense.
Yes. So, I don't know. This would throw a monkey wrench in all of F1's stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can imagine if they went down to the top 10 drivers 4 races till the end of the season and then like continually cut 2 or something like that. I still think you're still going to have Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc in the top anyway. So like,
agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just difficult.
It is. But as far as racing goes this weekend, there is NASCAR coming up at Homestead. We have MotoGP, which is something that I kind of want to start watching, at Malaysia. And then we have F1 in Austin, Texas. Yes.
Interesting.
But there is one more thing that I want to talk about, and that is another F1 driver possibly making the switch over to IndyCar next year. Nicholas Latifi. The driver who did finally score his first championship points in the 4th to last race of the season.
Goddamn Latifi.
Yeah. Last race, which was, where was the last F1? Japan. That's where it was. He finally got some points. I think he finished 9th, which is good for him.
Got what, 2 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, this is a rumor, this is not official from him yet, it sounds like he is going to be joining Andretti, the Chip Ganassi team, with a 4th car in IndyCar, alongside Marcus Ericsson, Scott Dixon, and Alexander Rossi. Let me name those off again, and maybe you'll find the cornerstone of what's going on here. Marcus Ericsson.
That sounds familiar.
Former F1. Scott Dixon, not former F1, but
stud.
But pure stud. Alexander Rossi. Former F1.
Did Rossi race in F1?
He did at one point.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I don't remember that.
So this adds another name of the former F1 to the Ganassi lineup. 3 of the 4 drivers would be former F1. Is IndyCar the place that F1 drivers go to retire?
I don't think it's where they go to retire. I think it's where they go if they're just not good enough. Because I'm sorry, Goat Tiffy is not very good.
How much of it is about the Williams, though?
It is, but it isn't. Because it took him this long to score any points at all, ever. Whereas, what's his name? Who is it? It wasn't Albon. Who just came? Nick DeVries, right?
Right.
His literal first race, he scored points in a Williams.
True.
So it can't just be the Williams.
But I do remember when, it was Lewis Hamilton that had COVID, and they took, who's the current? Russell. They took him, put him in the Mercedes, and he had the race win until the team fumbled some tire strategy for him. So, I don't know.
I mean, the
Russell
car
had-
makes a big difference, yes, but so does the driver. I'm just saying. Then how did Schumacher get double points back-to-back in a Haas this year?
True.
Latifi consistently finishes the race in last place.
Yes.
Honestly, 99 out of 100 races. Latifi is dead last.
It's not been good.
No.
It's not been good at all.
I'd rather have retirements than just finish dead last every single race.
Agreed. So with him coming over to IndyCar, I want to talk about the other drivers that have made the swap.
So, ever?
Ever. At least that I can remember.
Because I know Chip Ganassi, we just said Ericsson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Rossi.
And then this would be
Rossi.
the third F1.
Who is another driver. He was in a Haas at one point. Got into a fiery crash.
I was going to say, didn't he blow up?
He did.
Yeah, Romain Grosjean, right?
Grosjean, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was also Takuma Sato. Do you remember that name?
I do.
Yes. He was over in F1 at one point. And so was a little Fernando Alonso.
Didn't
he's
Sebastian
not full-time.
Bourdais also race F1 at one point?
I don't know if Bourdais did. I think he might have, though. Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I thought at one point he did race.
I think he might have. But Alonso only did an Indy 500 stint. But I could totally see Alonso coming over and doing the IndyCar thing for a year. But he is very internationally well known, so I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows?
Is this where they all go to retire from top-level motorsports? It kind of feels like it.
Kind of,
You're
sort
in
of,
the
yeah.
open world or open wheel world, kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it's feeling kind of like that.
And you never see anyone go from IndyCar over to F1.
It's like
Only see it the other way around.
Maybe once in a blue moon you might get someone going from IndyCar over, but it's like almost never.
I can't think of one. At least recently, I cannot think of any single driver that has gone. And I know that it's related to the super license problem that F1 and IndyCar have, where winning an IndyCar championship is equivalent to winning an F3 championship, which is just ridiculous. But that's besides the point. I don't know that IndyCar is a good place for Latifi to go, but I don't think he has a better place to go.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot that went from Indy to F1.
I don't think so. Yep.
Well,
that is all the news I have. Quick recap. NASCAR at Miami, MotoGP in Malaysia, and F1 in Austin, Texas this weekend.
it's coming up this weekend. Sweet.
Yep. At COTA, Circuit of the Americas.
Oh, that'll be good to watch.
Yeah.
Cool. So thanks for filling me in. Thanks for filling everyone else in. That's going to wrap us up for episode 126. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, a thumbs up on the video, and drop a comment. Let us know what do you think about this whole Nicholas Latifi to IndyCar thing. It makes us think quite a bit. Right? If you're listening on audio only, please do leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. Apple or Spotify or wherever. Would love to have you there. Don't forget, while you're out there, follow us on social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website, which is, frankly, the coolest thing in the world, if you do ask me. But that is weareauto.io. You go out there, catch some of your favorite past races. Almost like Netflix for gearheads. It's really cool. So again, it's going to wrap us up. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.